Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Powernomics. And come here, come here, come here. If you haven't subscribed, you need to go ahead and press that subscribe button. You need to go and press that like button so that we can get on all of your screens because this information is very important. No matter how the messenger brings it about to you, the message needs to be given. All right, so let's go ahead and let it be known. The Powernomics today, and the lesson today is what is it? Inappropriate behaviors by Afro Diasporans. Inappropriate behaviors that seem to keep us back. So, if you know what Powernomics is, it's this right here. Powernomics book. If you don't know what it is, go ahead and get you one. It's going to help you out tremendously. I can tell you that for a fact, especially if you are part of the diaspora that's actually trying to aid the ascension of your people here. So, a lot of the mentalities that are damaging us moving forward, starting number one, Sambo spirit. Sambo. Now, Sambo is actually different in different parts of the world. So, in Colombia, Sambo is, a black person with more like white or mestizo type features. That's a Sambo to them. A Sambo to another part is, a very dark skinned person. Here in the United States, a Sambo is, I'll give you the actual definition if you want to listen to it. That's why you're here, because you want to listen to it. You want to hear some information that can benefit you, right? So, a Sambo is a black person who betrays his own race and to gain personal profit. We have many Sambos here. We have too many Sambos. A lot of the music entertainers, a lot of the rappers, even business people portray that Sambo spirit. But why do they do it? First off, I believe it's acceptance. A lot of us aren't conscious enough to understand who we are. We don't have enough information to know about our grand history that we have had, and we tend to be subconscious. But subconscious is more of the conscious that is beneath. But in actuality, you just feel uncomfortable with yourself. And so let's take an example. Say you get around white people, Caucasians, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm with the Caucasians. Oh, how you doing? Oh my gosh, Jenny, yes, yes, how you doing? Oh man, oh Bob, you're doing really good, man. Oh wow. And then they say, you know what? Hey, Tyrell, I want because you can't change your name unless you went to change it, but you know what it was. So Tyrell, one of the Caucasians or the group of Caucasians, because most times in order to portray the majority, they put the one individual, the Afro, amongst a many. If you haven't noticed that, you can look at TV covers, you can look at, movies. They always throw one of us in there, but around a whole bunch of them to portray the majority mentality, right? So they say, "Hey, Tyrell, hey, how you doing, Tyrell? I want you to meet this is let's say it's Tyrone. Tyrone. Oh my gosh. That is so look, your names are almost alike. So you are here with the Caucasians, but you portrayed the Sambo spirit, right? So what you do is, you're nice to Tyrone because they introduced you to him, but you don't really want to talk to Tyrone. Why? You don't really want to talk to Tyrone because you're around the Caucasians and you don't want them to think lesser of you, and you believe that it's lesser of you if you associate yourself with another person of your skin color. And you oftentimes think you're better than them anyway. Now, not you per se, but that's just the Sambo spirit. Sambo spirit is, I don't like being around black people. No, white people are so much better. Sambo spirit. Uh, Sambo spirit is effing over your own people in order to gain in the world. And there's so many of us that do that because we think that, man, my people they never help me in anything, man. My people are just, man, they just always doing stupid stuff, or they always robbing, or they always stealing, they always doing this. They're so ghetto. They're so ghetto. And I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of us that are ghetto. Oh yeah, it's plain and simple. There's a lot of ghetto individuals, Afro Americans. But they're not the only ones that are ghetto. There's Puerto Ricans that are ghetto. There's even white people that are ghetto. But we seem to portray in the ghettos, this ghetto sort of mentality, speaking ghetto and everything. And a lot of people don't like to associate themselves with that. But then they also, one of the things that we believe is we have this belief that certain traits like that is what is considered to be black. If you've ever read the Willie Lynch letter, you will understand. I'm telling you, you people have to go and read the Willie Lynch letter in order to understand some of the issues that affect the black population stem from that letter and that training. Right? So we're going to go on to the other one. The next one actually was competing with your own people and allying yourself with outsiders in order to gain. That's also like a Sambo spirit as well, right? So the individual or group is inclined to compete among themselves and ally with outsiders rather than allying with members of their own group to compete against outsiders. What is more problem or troublesome is that this teaches other races how to treat us because we are not in accordance with what we need to be doing. Because it's group economics. What power economics is it's group economics. You see group economics everywhere. It doesn't mean that I have to like you. It doesn't mean that I have to know you on a personal level, but it means that I have to be willing and comfortable to go into business with my own people. Now, I'm not saying that you go into business with with a stranger, but other races, they feel more comfortable doing business amongst their own people because they understand their own people, right? White people, Caucasians, they feel more comfortable doing business with other Caucasians. They may not like this person. They may not might like this guy or whatever it may be, but it's better for them to do business with another Caucasian than it is to do with an Afro diasporan, let's say. Now, when you see this going on with Trump, now the only reason why I was for Trump is because I know he's going to put this crypto in a space that we need to be in. Uh, uh, he is the only person that could put crypto where it needs to be, but that's another topic. In terms of what he's doing, in order to segregate it, because he wants or white or Caucasian, right? Now the Indians do business with the Indians, Russians do business with the Russians, until they become Caucasian. They all are Caucasians, but when they consider their term as white, they put off the term of Russian, the actual term of their race, and or their point of origin, and accept the color white. You have Chinese people that do business with other Chinese people. Um, the issue with the Chinese is that they have a system to go back to. China, I believe, aids them in there where they are. Now, us not being able to do business amongst ourselves is hindering us because we want to ally ourselves with the outsiders, thinking that we're getting ahead because we're making money. Like, yeah, I have Tom, Dick, Harry. We all a partnership, but I'm leaving out Tyrone and Tyrell and Taquisha because you know they don't know this. They man, I can't do my business with my own people. They not my people. I got to do it with these people because they know what they're doing and they have money. These, Tom, Dick, and Harry have money. Bill, Bob, John. They all have money. But we put on that facade at the same time of like you have to act different. You have to act different with them than you would act with your own people. The meaning of actual doing group economics is because you feel more comfortable around your own people. Now that's why it goes back to Africa, man. Africa is that one place. So look, if you want to really raise up our people, I'm not talking about, you might be a millionaire, you might be a billionaire. Now you're probably not a billionaire watching me right now. A billionaire needs to be watching this information, especially an Afro billionaire. But you might be 100,000aire, 200,000aire. You might be a 50,000aire watching my information. And the issue is that you can make your money, but in order to build a system, because you're still in a system. If you're in America, you're still in a system that controls you. At any point in time, that system can take you down. That system can say that they want to mark and point at you and say, we're going to go ahead and cut off your access to your bank account. We're going to do such and such. We want to do whatever we want to in order to destroy you and your character, defame your character. And there's nothing that you can do about it, especially because Trump just made it to where, it's harder for you to make a claim against anyone who's, illegally discriminating you. You may agree, you may not agree. I'm going to be honest with you. But there's nothing like being around your people who are excellent in mentality, who are intelligent, who know how to move, and you do business with them, and you don't have to feel like you're an outsider all the time. You can gain yourself or go up to the highest peak in the United States of American corporation system. But at the higher you go, the less people that are going to be around you that are going to be like you. And you're going to end up what? Putting on that mask. Hey Bob, hey Bill, yes, 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 yes. Hey, that was fun. That was good. You always living that, and you're gonna live a lie. You might have money. You might have money that's millions of dollars that you gained with these people, but you're living a lie because you have to not be yourself and who you are. And these type of mentalities destroy us. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to act ghetto because that's not black. That is something that came about with ignorance. I cannot align with all the ghetto-ness and the blackness that you call what in these hoods, because that's not us. There are certain things that define us, but being rude, being ghetto, being unassociable, being, I don't even know if that's a word, I apologize. Being the way that you see a lot of black people in the streets and things like that, that's not blackness. That's laziness. Those are traits that come about from ignorance. Go over to see black people in Kenya and Nigeria and Tanzania, these places, Ethiopia, and see how they interact with one another in business. And you'll find that, yeah, there's traits that we have, but you don't have to associate all the bad traits to us. And in order for you to know and do what you need to do, you have to gain the consciousness back, because the consciousness is the most important part. The consciousness of knowing who you are, the consciousness of knowing that, white people aren't better than you, just because of their skin color. No, you are great. You are awesome. You are wonderful and wonderfully made. There is no price that you can put on you, the melanin that you have, the intelligence that you've had, the experiences that you've had, your organs that God gave you and provided to you for free. No amount of money. And you shouldn't have to go around and going through life with a mask on just to go ahead and fit in. Because a person who is conscious and knows who they are, they don't have to do any of that. They're not worried about what the next guy is thinking. We got to build each other up. But in order to do that, we have to gain the correct consciousness. This is powernomics, baby. From here on out, we're talking powernomics. This is group economics here. That's what we're going to be talking about. So if you want to get on board, you want to get in accord, we're going to go ahead and do this and get in order everything that we need to be speaking. So that's powernomics, baby. See you next time. Go ahead and drop a like, subscribe. If you want to hear more, if you want to do if you want me to speak about any sort of topics, let me know. Put it down in the comments. Let's get it, baby. This is our time. You trying to separate us again? We've already been segregated. Wake up. Wake up, baby. This powernomics.
The entertainer, as Brother Gregory said, will never be the one to do it because you're the entertainer.